evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for May the 17th, 2021. I am Mom. Greetings, everybody out there. How's everyone doing? It may just be me solo for a little bit here because DT's got real life stuff going on today. I think we've all got real life stuff going on. But I'm here with you a half an hour earlier than planned because real life kind of sucked today. I've been donating plasma. It's called plasma donation, but what the heck? They're giving you $100 a donation. That's selling your plasma. I know that's not legal, so it's donation, and you get little perquisite, like $100, which is totally cool, and all that money's going to the Las Vegas thing. But got out of work early, zipped half an hour across town, got there. Only one person in line ahead of me. Awesome. Get through the screening. Get there. There's 8 people waiting to get in. The seats are completely filled and only 2 people working. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to be here for an hour, at least an hour just to get in, then an hour and a half. I'm going to go home and eat dinner. And I'm going to figure another way to raise that money, folks, because I don't mind giving my plasma or selling my plasma or doing red blood cells or whatever needs to be done. It doesn't bother me. I've got monster veins. I've got great counts. Time, on the other hand, is something I don't have a lot of. Anyway, I'm going to jump here into Discord. Discord, go. Here we go. And we are live. So, while I can't give any details, I have spoken with Ed and hoping that he will be back within us any time from 2 weeks to end of summer. We're not quite sure. But real life's kicking his butt at the moment. He is well, however, and just trying to deal with some stuff. And I think we all are trying to deal with stuff at times. So if you're out there and you're trying to deal with stuff, we're here for you. We may not be able to give you what you need, but love you guys. All right, that said, because it's been a bit of a crappy day and hasn't been as profitable as I would like, though my job is still awesome, I thought we'd just goof off and have some fun today. If anybody's got stuff they want to do, if anybody's got specific missions they would like to run, let me know. If you need to do endeavors, if you need to do the event.
You're louder on Discord than you are in Twitch.
That's interesting. I can fix Twitch. Let's see what I can do. Can't do a lot about Twitch. How's that? Is that better, Twitchites? Stitch is ripping. Ow, 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 ow. Are you okay?
I'm just feeling absolutely awesome right now.
Seriously?
No, it's a sarcasm.
Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to get them removed tomorrow, and it's likely they're going to have to re-stitch.
Ugh.
Which, is exactly what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I've only had stitches once, and they were dissolving stitches, so I can't appreciate it.
I've learned, I'm not going to share it with your audience, but the stuff I've learned about what they did,
Yeah?
and how this is probably just step 1,
Uh-huh.
I'm not really looking forward to it.
Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. Ouch. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm counting my lucky stars that so far nothing horrible has happened to me. Happens to everybody else, but maybe I'm just going to luck out here, or at least temporarily luck out, not have bad things happen for a while.
That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, it's luck of the draw some days. Is there anything you'd like to do tonight, Frost? DT won't be with us. Pi isn't feeling well. Just us. Just us, folks.
I am working on my own thing right now. I have a level 61 Fed character.
Oh.
That I'm trying to turn into a pets build.
Okay.
And every time I start on it, I get distracted. What I'm trying to do. Oh, we're being invaded by someone else.
Oh.
I thought you weren't going to be here tonight.
Is he here tonight?
that's his
Here
name.
for
There
about
he is. Yes. He himself.
this.
Well, you are welcome in your own home.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's a good. It feels weird saying that.
By the way, I soloed Azure Nebula.
Cool. Did you win it?
Yep.
Oh, that's even better. I can solo it, but
Single
I just die, so
single
it's fine.
single ship, freed both the optionals, got
Jeez. Well, you were doing an awesome job the other day. You didn't really need any of us sitting around.
So I'm going to ask you the question there, DT. I'm going to try to build a low scale um, uh,
low
gravity well
scale.
board with a
Uh-huh.
pet build attached.
How buildy or how many pets are you intending to put on it?
At this point, I
Hmm.
think I'm going to stay less than 40.
Okay, what have you got so far?
Well, I am using the elite tactical flyer squadron.
Okay.
I've got what's called.
Sometimes elite pets are not the best choice. Just gonna throw that one out there.
Okay. Well, if you can give me a better suggestion, I'm happy to consider it. I am using Stormer Matrix. I'm using reinforcing squadrons, and I'm using high energy communications network, as well as the trait relaunch and repair, and where's the other one? Dampen energy signature. So as far as those are concerned, that's what I got, and I know that I have to get inspirational leader
Mm-hmm.
and
Kind of necessary on a
context
lot of builds.
context is for kings as well, and I don't have either of those.
Just
Although I don't
looking.
know if context does anything for pets. That's my only
No, nothing really does stuff to buff pets. To be honest, your consoles won't
Uh,
buff your pets. Your
wing
pets can
commander.
do stuff that'll buff you, but
Wing commander buffs to pets, which is why I have it. And I'm trying to figure out what other ones I'm supposed to be using. Um,
well, did you redo your skill tray or your skill tree rather?
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
What have you got?
well, I've got coordination protocol, which gives
Mm-hmm.
20 accuracy and base damage for hanger pets,
And shield
and
capacity.
the shield capacity. Um, and for uh, the ensign level tactical, I have your hanger pets deal an additional 10 damage from all sources.
Okay. There's defensive coordination, which is plus
Yeah,
20 defense and damage resistance rating for hanger pets, and
yeah,
offensive coordination, which is plus 20 accuracy and base damage for hanger pets.
both of those.
And then in your engineering track, there's hanger health.
In your health.
Mm-hmm. That would be, I think, ensign level again on that one.
Oh, for engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, hanger pets have an additional 10% maximum health capacity.
Okay. All right. The next thing I'm seeing here is flight deck officers.
I do not yet have any of those.
you have to do the change to get those.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only one I know of is the one in beta quadrant.
Yeah, but you can redo that assignment chain. You can redo the last one of that assignment chain to pick up another copy.
Mm-hmm.
Scrambled fighter starship and superior area denial.
Superior denial is a necessary one as a starship trait.
Yeah, but it definitely gives you a benefit for the pets if you're looking solely at a pet
Yep.
benefit.
Yep.
What are those ships come off of?
Superior area denial is, yeah, I should know this one better than I do.
Day in a minute.
Yep, absolutely.
I see.
Mirror Strike Wing Escort.
Yep.
Mirror
Tier
Strike
6.
Wing Escort. I
Yeah,
think
I just found it as he's saying that.
Hold on a second. I might actually have that one.
I still need to get one
Oh, no, I have
more.
the Mirror Universe Patrol Escort and the Mirror Universe Assault Cruiser.
No, the Strike Wing Escort's a tier 6.
Yeah. How do you? I'm not sure how to get it.
Infinity Box,
Yeah,
tier 6.
it's the only way to get that one. Oops.
It's like I want to get that Immolating Phaser Lance, but to do that, I have to get the Sith Destroyer.
Okay. The last one I've got to suggest here is, let's see, Scramble Fighters.
Yeah, that was one I was asking.
He already has that.
Okay.
Here's that.
So let's see if I'm seeing anything else here that's noteworthy.
I'm gonna see if it's on the exchange at all. Hello, hello.
Hello? Hello, hello?
Did I?
Did we get
Hey.
some?
It's boom.
Hey, boom.
Mirror.
Boy, everybody's so quiet today.
Been a
Feel like a
long
good
day.
Other than you, a long day. How come it's a long day for you?
It actually was a weird day for me. Not long, just weird. Frustrating, but it kind of bugged my boss to get things done by 9 a.m. because she wasn't feeling well, and I thought, if we get it done by 9, she can, go rest, go to sleep because she works from home, and then we can effectively use her the rest of the week, rather than her being today not feeling well. So all the things that normally take us till noon on Mondays were done and out the door by 9 a.m. So I felt very good.
So, yeah, mine was okay for most of the day until later in the afternoon, where I managed to lose out on 2 vehicles in different contexts, and I was rather annoyed.
Yeah? How'd you do that, or shouldn't I ask?
So I've been mulling over, and if I suddenly go on mute, it's because I'm waiting for a phone call at the
Okay.
same time. So if I stop talking, that's why. I've been mulling over replacing my car for a while as kind of because the car I've been using over here was kind of, I bought it as a cheap and cheerful, cheap to run. This will do me until I've got my visa status sorted. So, and I've had it for about 5-ish years now. So I've decided to go, you know what? I'm here permanently now. I'm going to treat myself to a car of, I've been saving up and blah, blah, blah. So I managed to identify what I want and went to one garage on the other side of Atlanta on Sunday. And then there's another one like 3 blocks away from here where my partner's got her car from. So we went to the one on the other side of Atlanta yesterday, spoke to this guy who was probably the most helpful salesman I came across. I thought, okay, fair enough, fine, okay, great. So then phoned him up today to just go, hey, so I'm looking at pulling the trigger on this. If I turn up today, is it going to be available? He's like, yeah, it'll be available. Okay, what do I need to bring? He's like, yeah, you need to bring your license and this and this and this and this. I went, right, okay, what's the price off the lot? So he starts going, oh, there's this fee and this fee and this fee and this fee. Like,
Yeah.
well, by the time you've done all that, this is now suddenly $7,000 more.
Yep.
He's like, yep. He went, there's nothing we can do about it. I went, okay, well, let me rephrase this. And then before I could actually kind of rephrase it to basically go, I'm expecting to get a little bit of money off here, as you kind of do when you're going for a car. He just went, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it, but let me know if we can help you, and puts the phone down. I'm like, what the holy hell? So I
Wow.
phoned up instead the garage that's near to me, near where we live. And they had pretty much the same car, just the 4-wheel drive version. So basically, I did a couple of calculations, went in, and basically I just said to the guy, first guy I came across, went, right, I'm not going to bullshit, I'm not going to mess around, I don't want 20 back and forth, I don't want bits of paper handed over the table, I'm going to tell you what my limit is, I'm going to tell you what I need, and I'm going to tell you what my current car's worth, and you're either going to agree with it, or you're not. And if you're not, we'll shake hands, we'll part, well, not shake hands, but you know what I mean? Like, we'll shake hands, we'll part ways, and everything's fine. And if you manage to get somewhere near it, then we've got a deal. How's that sound? He goes, yeah, perfect. So I explained it to him, and he just goes, don't know if we're going to be able to do that. You're asking for 4 or 5 grand off. I went, yeah. I want all the fees in. I want the number that you give me to be what I drive it off the lot with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine, leave it with me. So he buggers off, and then he goes and takes my existing car keys. He looks at it, then his manager looks at it, then his manager's manager looks at it. Then they came back, and then they got within $200 of what I was actually originally told them.
Okay.
Even though I was like, I'd probably accept about another grand over. So I'm like, okay, great, brilliant. So gave him a deposit and went, right, I'm going home. I'm only 2 blocks away. You're open till 8. You're going to ship it down from, it's on one of their other forecourts over in Athens, which is like 40 minutes away. They're going to ship it over. I'll give you a call when I'm on the way. He's like, yeah, okay, fine. So I gave him a call and went, is it turning up this evening or do I pick it up tomorrow? He's like, just working on that. Let me get back to you in about 20, 25 minutes. Okay, fine. And then he phones me up as I'm like downstairs in the parking lot of the apartment building. I'm just like taking everything out of my car and putting it into a bag, as it were. He phones me up and goes, okay, so the reason why I was having trouble getting them to ship it down is apparently it already sold an hour before we agreed to it. And they just hadn't updated the system yet. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So, okay, fine, stuff happens. He goes, don't worry though, I'm going to search through all the systems, see what we can find that's within the same sort of spec and whatever. Okay, great. So then my phone buzzes, okay, 2 packages in the package locker. So I'm like, okay, great, my little Arbiter model will, not my Arbiter, sorry, the Avenger model will turn up of the Star Trek Online Eagle Moss ship. So I was like, okay, great, I can get that. I can get the T6 code out of it. I can, note it down, send it to Mark, put something on the shelf. So I got home, get back upstairs, and I'm there opening it up, and I'm like, okay, that's quite interesting. The book in it's quite novel. Where's the code? So jump onto the Amazon website, and there's like, even though the description says, come to this T6 code, loads of people within the last couple of months are going, yeah, it doesn't come with a code anymore.
What?
They no longer come with them. I'm like, what now? So I'm sitting there just going, I've lost 2 vehicles in less than 2 hours, and I'm annoyed, and I need a vodka, even though it's only Monday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, very much first world problems, I will admit. I'm not in any mind other than that, but yes, rather annoying. Could be worse, though. It can always be worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Life can suck at all kinds of levels. Frost. Mar Hawkman put 2 comments in chat for you. First one is standard fleet deck officers are relatively cheap, and the Kytian for us and FDO chains are repeatable incessantly and don't give you bound doffs. So just 2 things to bear in mind there.
What was that?
The Kytian / Farasan fleet deck officer chains, you can repeat endlessly, and the doffs aren't bound. So you've got some options there for picking up those 3 FDOs that you need.
I got 2 of them.
Okay. Then there's one more there if you don't want to go buy it.
Yeah.
Boom, any advice on pet builds?
On pet builds?
Yeah.
What sort of weapons does your main ship have?
I think it's got phasers, but I'm going to do the same kind of thing as I did with Kasiki, and the type of weapons that I have is largely material, because I won't be doing the grand majority of the damage.
Well, the reason why I'm asking is, unless they've changed something in the game, you pick for to get the most benefit out of your pets, you need to pick on whether you want them to buff your damage or whether you want them to do damage of their own. And if you want them to do damage of their own and be somewhat useful, you're better off matching not just their energy type with your energy type, but also if you slot, and I can't remember what the trait is, there is a trait you can get, which means that when you activate, say, fire at will, it gives them fire at will. When you activate cannon scatter volley, it gives them cannon scatter volley. So if you make sure that
I think it's the console, and I think it's the Obelisk carrier.
Yeah. Okay. So the other part to kind of consider to that is, although that sounds great, you're giving them your buff, and it is a good thing, you also have to match it up to the type of pet So if you've got a pet, say like a frigate, that doesn't have a great turning circle, then giving them a buff on a weapon where their weapons are narrow firing arcs won't actually be all that useful to you. Whereas if it's, say, for example, a full-on fighter, which is a lot more maneuverable, then some of those are a little bit better. But then kind of equally, if you're going for something that debuffs, the opponent, lowers their damage rating or stuff like that, and they're not there for damage, then the frigates are actually better because they will last longer and they don't have to remaneuver to keep in whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hey, Frost, there's a fairly good overview of hanger pets from a Stow League article. Do you want me to link it to you?
Sure. Give me just a second, please. Yeah, go ahead.
So I put it in Twitch chat, but I can send it to you too.
And in what chat?
Twitch. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Twitch.
Yeah, I got that.
That's okay. I
Uh,
sent it to you too.
That's very wrong. I was able in a lag to switch ships in the middle of the TFO after I got the damage I needed on one. I have to do Lucari TFO plasma damage, so I was doing a Durandor Gauntlet. Did my plasma damage, going, I want to go back to my normal ship. And I did.
With a quick deployment Starship Mastery.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of information in that. It's several pages. Currently, the ship I'm running, which is just Curious One Pet, is what have I got in there? Elite Scorpion fighters. But it's
Mirage decoy.
Not bad.
yeah, they're not.
I quite like the Romulan drone ships, but I think you can only use them on like 3 ships.
Yeah, it's very limited. I do have them on one ship, and yes, they are lovely. But it is limited, you're correct. Wow, man, they're giving us some really difficult universals this week, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dance competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dance
I don't
competition.
know how we're going to handle that.
He doesn't like a dance competition. Do we need to team for it? Or?
Might have to. We might have to. It's like double.
It's challenging, yeah. I finally lost GPL at Dabo this morning. It's just like, whew, thank goodness. At last.
I reckon he pays as a cheap ride now, judging by the exchange.
Really?
Down to 350k for a dual beam.
That's not bad.
You gotta do cannons.
Let me have a look. I get any cannons. How many phaser cannons or dual heavies?
Dual and dual heavy.
So dual cannons are 9 million apiece. Not well, there's only 3 of them there. 9 million, 10 million, and 150 million.
Somebody's
The
got
dual
delusions.
And the dual heavies, there's not many of them either. There's a 10 million, 11 million, 13, 28, 45, 60, 90, blah, 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 blah. All the way up to 550 million. Simulated.
Yeah, somebody's definitely delusional or using it as a bank.
Yeah.
Or they're counting on the fact that in some ways Agony is a meta.
Wow, that was really challenging. Whew. Be still my beating heart.
Well, I just spent 3 hours in the urgent care center getting I ripped all 8 of them out.
How did you do that?
I am in physical therapy.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention,
Oh, okay.
and I did an arm extension without thinking about it,
Mm.
and the the stitches were on my abdomen, so I stretched that out and just pulled them all out.
Ah.
And the best thing about stitches, which is why I hate them so much,
Yes.
is that when they rip open, it's like you haven't done any healing at all. You just start bleeding.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm sure I definitely terrified the physical therapist there. But
I had a patient pull out a central line once in the middle of a procedure. Just pulled it out of her chest. And we're like, we have no idea what we're supposed to do now because that never happens. And the head doctor's like, don't worry about it. What do you mean, don't worry about it? You know, it's what do you do? It was not a good moment. But she didn't die, so I guess everything's okay?
well, yeah, I mean, the fact when people say that it never happens, it actually happens more than people think it does.
Well,
It's just
yes.
most people are paralyzed, so they can't do anything about it. But yeah, holy crap! I was not expecting that.
No, I wouldn't imagine that you were.
And I have to stay put for another 2 weeks.
Uh,
Means I can't deploy until that's taken care of.
yeah.
It's such a. The worst part is, and I don't mind sharing this, but they are trying to find potential melanomas before they become dangerous.
Okay.
And I'm at the age where that's something I should really be considering anyway.
Yeah. We'll
but
go with that one.
It's just the most frustrating part about the whole thing is that the people that I trust to do this kind of stuff are not being honest with me. There's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about. So I've got friends literally all over the globe that are far more open about what's actually going on versus what doctors want to tell you is going on.
Yeah.
And so I've been talking to them, and now I'm not so sure I want these doctors touching me.
Well,
'Cause
yeah.
I've been told that if you have a melanoma, they need to check everywhere around it because it could be anywhere, and you're not going to know until it becomes a problem.
That's actually one of the big issues with melanomas.
So, yeah, I don't think I want this dermatologist anywhere near me.
Well, you could go see an oncologist and have them check it out.
Yeah, see, the problem I have with specialists, and I guess it's not a big one, but if you're a specialist, your job is to see something.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're an expert in that area, then you're going to see similarities wherever you look. It's just pattern recognition. That's what we are as people.
Yes.
So if I talk to a general practitioner, just a typical physician, I think I'm going to get an answer that is far more likely to be a potential of something else than if I talk to an oncologist that is looking for cancer.
Well, yeah. I mean, if the only tool you've got is a screwdriver, you see, or sorry, if the only tool you have is a hammer, you see everything as a nail.
And I think that's the biggest concern that I have is like I'm not afraid of whatever. I don't want to put myself in unnecessary risk, and that doesn't seem to be, something in Florida that most doctors tend to think is a thing.
That's weird.
They're so used to dealing with old people down here.
Yeah.
When a person who isn't old comes and sees them, they don't really know what to do.
You'd think there'd be other doctors around, though. No?
There's lots of doctors.
But they're all...
They work for the government, which means they're absolute crap. I've not had a positive experience with a single government doctor. I know some of them exist, but I haven't met any.
I won't argue that point.
I mean,
I just don't trust doctors over here. I don't know how you guys put up with it. They always feel, every time they talk to me, I'm always just like, are you telling me the truth or are you just trying to make money out of me?
Yeah.
That's exactly my thing. Is I've got excellent insurance, and I can pay for literally any procedure. So they're trying to get paid for everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say my husband's oncologist is phenomenal. And since his meds are outrageously expensive, one of the office people started figuring out where he can get assistance to pay for the meds. And lo and behold, they found it for him.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. You know, once in a while, you run into a doctor who knows their stuff but is still a human being somewhere underneath all that. Or has an office that's full of human beings.
Back in a sec.
Mm-hmm. So did we lose DT in there someplace?
No,
Oh, you're still there. Okay. Hi.
about 2 minutes left in blowing away Draenor Gauntlet's opponents
Ah. Why are you doing Draenor Gauntlet?
because I have to do one Lucari TFO.
Ew. I lucked out. I did have that today.
I figure Draenor Gauntlet would be easy.
If you have a team, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have a competent team, I'll rephrase that.
Yeah.
Let's see, Lucari.
I don't know how I finished that one so easily.
Kathy Front is my usual preference there with the team that knows what they're doing.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And Draenor Gauntlet, basically. But yeah, I wasn't going to trust anything up. I wasn't going to trust the teamwork here. I mean, these guys can't even hold in satellite right now.
Yeah, I want to try Zenkethy Front with the new ship we built, DT, someday.
We'll do it. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't meet the requirements of the thing that I just created.
How?
Oh my gosh.
How do you not meet the requirements of the thing you... What did you just create?
A 1/4 specialization point for completing the dance thing.
You gotta be 65 for that to work.
Can't you stash it?
Yeah,
I can
you can
stash
stash
it,
it.
but
Okay.
I'm level 62. It's really
You're
frustrating.
almost there.
to be so close, just not close enough.
I'm just trying to get all of my Delta tunes up to at least level 10. When does the event end?
It ended a couple days.
No?
And
May 25th.
Oh.
The event,
Okay.
not the upgrade weekend.
I have to recruit.
Oh, yeah, Delta recruits. But the thing is, okay, once you get to level 10, you can play Azure Nebula as an AFK with anything level 10 or higher and just do it as an AFK. Which means you can have them level up without doing other stuff until you have a chance to go play with them.
Destroyed 15 dreadnoughts. Force this ship. 15 below away
15
dreadnoughts.
dreadnoughts. That's a lot of dreadnoughts.
That's a lot of dreadnoughts.
Yeah. Well, they kept popping up, and it's like they're dying as quick as everything else.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like, yeah.
Can I find harvest materials on the ground on Nimbus? Just 'cause
No,
I'm
you
too lazy.
can't. The place, pick them up from Sphere of Influence.
Yeah.
There's one other one I just ran into the other day where you beam in and there's something sitting right on the ground and I can't remember what it was. But that's only one, not two of them.
There's a couple in that Lucari one where you're doing the recreation.
Good evening, Echoes of Light? Is that the one you're thinking
Yeah.
of? Okay.
There's like 3 of them on the ground around there, so.
So on the flight deck officers, I have 2 escort bonuses.
Okay,
and I
that's
have
what you want.
one,
You need one more with the escort bonus.
and I have one that is on intercept. They have greater accuracy.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Dave. I didn't say hi to you. How are you tonight, dear?
Okay.
So, yeah, Mar Hawkman says Echoes of Light has 2 materials and they're in the starting area.
Yeah. Which means you can beam up and down and grab them all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me, I gotta do polaron damage on the ground, and I gotta do a dance competition on Nimbus. Might
Don't
as well
we
just
all?
go take a polaron weapon down to Nimbus, shoot
Yep.
some things.
And then dance your little heart out.
I'm already on Nimbus if you want to find the same instance. Actually, no, that's probably counterintuitive if we've got kill shit. Have you got kill stuff or do damage?
He's got 2
I'll
damage.
just do damage.
Right.
Just
so
gonna
I've
do
got
damage. So I'm gonna just jump down to where the worms are with a dual pistols.
Is there a quicker way to get to those worms other than running there? Because that's where I go to do damage each time, but it takes.
Yes.
If you go to the bar, you can use the transporter system to get there.
Yeah, there's the decrepit transporter system. Once you've run there, there is a transporter you can log into it, and then you can bounce back and forth to the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another good way to kill stuff is just to do kill animals at the back.
I had fun killing Borg earlier. Was it Borg today? No, I had to kill 60 Tholians, and I went in with my crystals, just set them up around one place, went over to another one, set up obelisks in another location, went to a third one, and set up one more thing, and just kind of sat back and had some coffee. It was a nice morning.
You know, if I'm doing control, the web spinner array that I just grabbed might not be bad for that.
I haven't even played with that. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Come on, move.
Nice control bonuses.
All right, so what is this? Plus 22 physical, plus 22 Tetrion, plus 28 starship control.
Yep.
Chains physical damage. So
and then plus 50% crit severity versus foes below 20% health.
okay, so beat the snot out of him, but not quite dead yet, and then smack him upside the head with it?
Yeah.
Wow. Our Hawkman, you could also pick up the worms, not just from the satellite, but you could pick them up over in the ruins as well.
Yeah.
So there's 2 spots to pick up worms.
Yeah, I go to the ruins when I do that at times. Or I can do what's his fate, the guy at the bars thing, and just shoot some stuff right out back.
Yep, that's always a good one to do. Plus you get dilithium for doing that, so hey.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. I see you, DT.
How have you managed to get that console already?
Set myself on a
Did the
20.
event 14 times.
I actually set my alarm clock to go on a 20-hour loop because I have nothing else to do in my life. Hi, Yaws. How are you tonight?
Because I've not missed a day and I'm on 12 of 14. I mean, I've got to do one today.
Yeah, but you do it once a day. I do it once every 20 hours, and therein lies the difference.
I was doing it once a day. I just got mine today, so.
I got mine Saturday or Sunday morning. I can't remember which.
I think it was Sunday morning, as I remember when you were sending it.
Well,
Hi, Yaws. How are you doing? I'm doing good. DT has to go and do real life sucky stuff tonight, so he's only with us for a little bit.
Yeah. But I'll make sure Mom raids you or something.
Oh, he's here with us.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know, but he'll probably be on when we're done.
Okay. Yeah, we can come
If
raid
he's
you.
not, then we'll have to raid somebody else.
We'll raid somebody tonight, maybe.
so before DT goes then, do we want to try one of the usual activities?
I can do it once, sure. Let me
sounds
switch
fun.
back to a different tune here.
Who's tanking and who's DPSing?
Yeah, well, to the extent that this tank tanks, I'll tank.
Can you give me 2 minutes?
Sure.
I'll be about the same, mate.
Okay.
Just killing worms.
So, Mr. Dave, I did my 14. I haven't done anything with it. I just want to get the dilithium started. So now I'm on the 20-hour cooldown for dilithium. Because I don't need to sleep.
Sleep?
Yeah. So this one is set for 8 hours from now, which will be 3:40 in the morning, roughly. And I get up at 4:45, so I'll probably let it go since I'm going to be up at 4:45. Holy schmoly! Harold. Welcome back, Harold. How are you, dear?
At 4,000. I don't know if I get 20,000 with this group. Seven, maybe.
Hello, Sav. How are you?
Hey, so ten. 30 seconds left. I'll probably have to go to what canyon.
Definitely not hyper, Sav. I'm many things, but hyper's not one of them. And let's see if that works better. Go.
$14,000. Heading over to the ruins. So maybe it'll take me about 3 minutes.
What the hell just happened?
Nothing good.
I was gonna attack by a tarantula.
A tarantula? That's
The
Unique.
Philippine tarantula.
that kind of tarantula. Okay, I'm thinking, bugs. Sleep may be for the weak, Sav, but we've got a rainy day out there. It's a perfect night. Open up the windows and hear just all night long. Makes for a great night of sleeping. Until you remember that the back of the facility where I work has had an issue with flooding, and there's every chance that you'll get the call at 2 in the morning going, it's flooding, and not that there's anything I can do about it.
I was about to say they don't have a facilities person.
Oh, what? Kind of, sort of?
Well, you're not the facilities person, are you?
Nope. I'm definitely not the facilities person, but every now and then it becomes an all hands on deck situation where somebody needs to start calling another company to get the rental pump started, and another guy is driving down there to get things figured out, and third person comes down. So as long as it's just gentle rain, we're fine. Temporarily. They're going to redo everything starting in 2 weeks, but we just got to survive the 2 weeks without it flooding. Well, it's worse than that. It's at a kind of flat level, so if the ditch that normally drains it out to the street fails, it comes up and it just slowly creeps across because it's fairly level and slowly sneaks into the building, which is really annoying because you don't realize it's happening. So you have to basically figure out how you're going to bail out the ditch that's supposed to be emptying it into the sewers. But like I said, 2 more weeks, they'll be starting the renovation of that. Of course, in the meantime, the water mains for the fire system got destroyed about a half a block away, so that's just like...
You can't win.
No.
And I'm done.
All
Okay.
right, yay! All right, who needs an invitation? Is it Jason?
Yep.
For
Yeah,
an
right.
ISC.
Whole thing.
Well,
Is that what you're doing as an ISC?
Of course we're doing the ISC.
Well,
Mom needs 100K.
Mom's had 100K on occasion. She's used to that now. Let's see. Frost, you're still doing something, aren't you?
I am at the 1 minute and 26.
Okay.
Till the end of
We can
pageant.
wait 1 minute and 26 seconds for you.
Yeah.
Just this time, though. Don't make a habit of it.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I have already made quite the habit.
Yeah, we're not going to wait on you all the time.
My wife is mad at me that I'm not taking it easy.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not going to get worse. I was like, you certainly could. That's just logic talking. You're not. I shouldn't listen to that.
Yeah, who does anything? Yeah. We don't need to do anything that makes sense.
It's like, I have an open wound on my side. It can't possibly bleed again.
I have an open wound. What are the odds I'm going to bleed out?
Bleed out, slim.
Probably not. Probably not going to bleed out.
Right.
Most of it's healed. But
Boom, I sent you an invitation.
Sorry, I'm just saying it. I was just moving some stuff around.
Okay, there we go. Just wanted to make sure you got it.
nothing.
And of course my phone goes off. Let's see if that's anything exciting. Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
That'd be up to space to prep.
Ooh, I'm level 63. Yay.
Yay! Excitement.
But I never realized that during a TFO, as long as you're out of alert, you can change ships.
Yep.
I learned that on this day. I was this days old.
EIL. Today I learned.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Batteries are back in place.
Okay, I am on Kisiki.
Okay.
Smash those space spiders.
All right, we've got room for a fourth if somebody would like to join us for an ISE.
One more. Don't have to do anything great, but do anything great until you start playing.
And then if you don't do something great, we beat you with a spatula.
No.
Well, that's just me.
Yeah, you use a spatula. We use a wet noodle. Or tuna. It depends on the. Yeah.
You're gonna beat somebody with a tuna?
Yeah.
1,000-pound fish? That would be rather painful. And short-lived.
How are you going to be, Sav, how are you going to be a day short of completing the campaign? Don't you have time to make it up?
I think she's talking the overall campaign. This is Saab, after all.
Yeah. Yeah, but she's still going to get the campaign. Just maybe not quite the day she anticipated. I have even forgotten what the heck the campaign is at this point.
And some tunas are a macro tuna is only like 17 pounds. Still, that would hurt.
Probably wouldn't feel good regardless.
Oh, poor Sav. How am I only at 1,850 out of 3,500?
Because Saab does the buyouts and still does campaigns. The
Oh,
buyout
okay.
give you a bigger. I'm at 1750, but you know what?
I'm at 2140.
Congratulations.
I'm not doing the buyouts. I'm just going to do the campaign.
Yep.
I did already pick up my ship, and now I just got to get a bunch of good.
Like I don't have enough ships at the moment.
Mom,
Ships that I have never opened.
you can never have enough ships.
I can. Hi, Bob Bear. How are you? Hey, we have room for one more player for ISE. If somebody would like to join us on Federation, then we'll have a full 5-man team here. Can use a tank or a DPSer.
Yep.
Yes, but the wet noodle, Mar Hawkman, you whack somebody with it, eventually it just kind of flips and falls apart and no pain.
See, the thing is that's not what a noodle is when they're talking about wet noodles. A wet noodle is a piece of leather.
I know.
It's been soaked in salt.
I know. I was giving you grief, or giving him some fun with that.
Now, what you really don't want is a scourge, because that's just so much worse.
Yeah, no. Sav will join us if we go private here. So let me see if we're in a private group here.
I'm totally willing to go
Yep,
private.
me too.
I would love to run
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Sav, which tune are you on? I will send you an
Let's fell off
invitation.
the chair. We'll just stand back up.
Yeah, really.
You fell off a chair? The Titan has 7 weapons and a secondary deflector. The other C-Store size 7 weapon is Cardassian. It's a horrible turn rate. This person has no idea what they're talking about.
All right. Sav is going to join us. So if everybody's ready,
No, I am ready.
okie dokie.
I'm using an experimental build, so ready might be a bit.
All right, infected conduit elite. Phew, here we go.
I'm doing my latest. I've got my latest weeks running, so
I'm just going to sit back and let Sav kill everything.
Keybine's loaded. Let's have a look. Yep, it's loaded. Good. Did you
it's my
get
log.
the,
I don't feel like messing with this today.
Did you get your thingy working, DT? The live thingamabob.
The live thing.
Oh yeah, the parser. Yeah, I just don't have it up, but
Is
not-
somebody parsing this? Just so I know.
I got the log going on. So
Okay.
and somebody launched the fighters early.
I haven't.
I lent power drones.
That's doing it. You started this early, Frost.
They don't
We
attack.
can restart. Yes, they do, because everyone's coming closer.
Well, I mean, on the description, there's no attack information.
Where are half my abilities gone? Just noticed.
That's not good.
Yeah, I'm missing like loads of my power management ones. That was clustered all on space together. I'm assuming Game Frost.
Was not me.
Just play with that. We're gonna go over here. It's not.
Interesting.
Oh crap! That tractor beam is not nice. Stop targeting me.
Oh. Ouch, it got me again. It's not a great one, but
What do we miss?
generator.
Ooh. Yep.
Sensors confirm that the transport conduit has been destroyed. However,
Bring up the combat log reader, not gonna be the greatest run, but you know, we're learning.
Were you tanking, Frost?
No,
Okay.
I was doing science.
I don't have the ability to tank.
Bringing it up now. Somebody's clearly getting ready to go.
Ah, okay. Broke 100 on this one. Not bad. How did...
254. Broomy got 279. Saab
Saab.
got 272. He
So
broke
I've
100.
got
Frost got
284.
I died twice. Slav died twice. Boom died once. Let's see.
I'm on bloody mute. What were they? I think my numbers might be slightly off. What did I get?
You got 279.
What did you get?
254.
So,
So I've got 272.
According to the one that Boom
So
posted,
what-
she got
hold on.
284.
I prefer DTs because I want to basically post. You need to post that one in. I want to wind her up. Wonderful. To be honest, in all fairness, it wasn't the greatest of runs, but it wasn't as bad as it has been.
Mom, you got 40% of the attacks in this time, so getting better.
Okay. Still need to work on a couple things in there, but
Yeah.
a lot of it's just moving into position quickly enough.
Deuterium helps.
I have deuterium.
Trying to figure out how to copy and paste this thing over with just the stuff we need.
Oh, that's tough if you want the details.
I don't want the details, I just want the big numbers. Copy results, try that.
The thing that I'm quite curious about, joking aside, is so, Mum, you've got the equipment,
Mm-hmm.
you've got the traits,
Yeah.
you've got a couple of stuffs, whatever, to do your thing.
Yeah.
So, technically speaking, I believe you actually have better equipment than I do for tanking.
Okay.
But you don't seem to pull the same numbers. So, I think what's happening is probably something really basic and silly, but I don't know what. So, I think if we were to spend a bit of time, maybe not tonight, I don't know, or maybe tonight, if we can find a way to get a clear picture of your ship, and then I'm able to, and then DT and myself are able to clearly see what you're clicking and when. I think to turn you from an average tank into a good tank is going to be something so unbelievably silly we'll all be laughing about it for weeks.
Not tonight, but maybe another time.
Yeah.
We tend to
I'm
talk
up for
about the
that.
same stuff a lot in terms of tanking and all that. And yeah, yeah, I'd like to be better at tanking, but I kind of need to have a little break from it for the moment.
Yeah, it does take a certain level of concentration, shall we say, compared to DPSing. DPS, you basically just hit everything and just go. I don't need to pay any attention to anything other than myself, effectively. Whereas tanking, you kind of have to look at your abilities, your hull, your teammates' hull, and it is a bit more involved.
I think some of it's also just knowing where to be, when to be there, what to do when I get to those moments. And I'm so used to being in, well, not even DPS, but more offensive of a strategy that it's having to rethink it. Rasul has said the same thing, that when I fly, I don't fly like a tank.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a vague, okay, so I don't fly like a tank. Tell me what I should be doing. And yes, Zone 51, Alex, we are talking about tanks.
And
Am I
I
less
gotta
than
get going.
Yeah, I know you do.
I can't tell if Dimac's listening to the stream or if he just randomly commented. He's saying he has a tank to test if we need a tank.
Well, we can do that in about 30 minutes.
Enjoy, guys.
Alrighty, DT.
I really wish I could be running with you.
I'm sure you do. Well, have a, let's see, a matricidal-free evening. How's that?
That would be a nice thing. We'll see how it goes.
Wow. Well, that should be like the bare minimum, right?
One would hope, yes.
Catch y'all later.
Take care, DT.
Bye.
We'll talk to you later. Well, hey, we can do a whole tank thing here, Zone 51, Alex. We can do that.
So I'm going to revert the changes on this ship.
Alrighty. Yeah, the ship itself is now maxed out on everything that it can get maxed out on in terms of equipment, so I don't think that's got much to do with it, assuming nothing disappeared. I think the stations, the skills that my bridge officers have might not be the best combinations that I've got. Sav, that's terrible. It's passable, but it's not phenomenal.
What's this?
My bridge officer traits skills.
No,
are
you
just
mentioned it.
Oh, Sav, tanks for the
You want-
memories. Ugh, Sav.
Oh, dear God. Should kick her out the fleet for that joke.
Yeah, really. Augie mentioned that a lot of this stuff is about being hyper-aggressive. For tanking, being hyper-aggressive?
So hold on, have you got your thing up on stream right now?
My thing up on stream.
Your build up on.
It can
Stream.
be, yes. There you
I'm
go.
going to be honest. It kind of feels like because you're clearly doing the damage, you're just not keeping the aggro. My kind of gut feeling is you're toggling or inadvertently toggling threatening stands.
Okay. So what I've got for that at the moment, let me get into space so we can see what I'm playing with here.
The only problem with Twitch is it seems to be a reasonably low res image, so it's difficult to make out some of the stuff sometimes.
Yeah, it is, definitely. Okay, so what I've got is, this is on my, God, keybinds. So basically, the first thing that's happening is I've got attract fire and threatening stance, but the problem is that they're getting hit as the first thing off of the space bar.
So hold on. So which of those rows have you got there that are your spam bars?
It would be 9 and 10, running left to right once it hits.
Right. Well, your second one in on 9's your threatening stance.
Yes.
That's probably just that. Take that out of your spam bar.
Okay, and move it where?
Anywhere you want. You basically that and yeah. So what you had in 9 slot 1 and 9 slot 2, put them somewhere else, and basically when you zoom it, when you warp in, or after you die, click them both once and then never click them again.
Okay.
And that's it. We've just solved your build. Now you're going to be an amazing tank. It literally is as simple as that. I was doing the same thing myself. I thought they were stackable because one of them's got like a stackable description, and they're not. And as soon as I got rid of that, all of a sudden I went from being absolutely tragic to being half decent.
Absolutely tragic. I like your terminology. No, I didn't mean to do that.
Plus, you could probably go to the nth degree with it as well. Like DT, I think, changes his actual captain's specializations for it. Like he changes it to Miracle Worker. I leave mine on my tactical specializations, and I still do a half decent job. So if this character is specifically there for just tanking, you can go and flip them as well, and there's another little hull regen boost.
Okay, I've got him set up, or got her set up as Miracle Worker.
Yeah. So Miracle Worker is the one you'd want. I don't
Okay.
even use that on mine.
Right, so let's get those guys out of there. Yeah, let's move you over there. There. That's not right. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay. So let me jump over here. Okay, so attract, fire, and threatening stance are now in a bar I can't hit intentionally. I'll have to do it and leave it alone.
Threatening stance and attract fire on your bar several times. You've got threatening stance on line 7 as well.
Yeah, that's not set up for my spam though, but let's remove it just to make life a little bit safer. And get you out of there.
It's because this fucking game time. It's okay. Don't apologize.
Okay.
So how does your 9 and 10, does it just go like 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3 all the way across and then goes on to 9?
It actually goes 9, 2, 10, so it's 9, 1, 9, 2 to 9, 9, then jumps up to 10, 1.
Okay. So...
I've been experimenting with different setups through it.
It might DT might be better to advise on this then, because I don't have 2 lines for my spam bar. I have 1, and then everything else is kind of manual if I need it to be.
Okay. Well, this is something that that Ed had suggested, which I use on one of my other builds, but it's not a tank build. But trying to work on the same things, you know, what is going to continue to function as a tank best that you want to make sure is going as quickly as possible. So obviously, I do want to make sure that my fighters are launching as often as they need to. And then after that, you start to have to playing with, you know, what's your next priority?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it takes a bit of playing around to make it where you want it to go.
I mean, when I do mine, I generally have... So, for example, I'm in space now on my Manticore thingamabob. I usually I go through the habit of anything that buffs like base buffs, like for energy, for like emergency power to weapons, all stuff like that is all at the beginning of the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Then my stuff that buffs the weapon firing modes are then next, so like chemosite, attack patterns, stuff like that. The firing modes themselves are last, kind of like second to last, and
Tell you
then
what,
last I have my cooldowns, so like my Ox to Bat stuff.
I've
That's
got my
just
notes
how
here.
I've always done it.
Let's run through this and try a different layout here. And see if maybe we can come up with a better combination than I've got.
Staff.
Alright, so what were you starting off with? Boom, what'd you say you were starting with in your patterns?
All right, keep forgetting I'm on mute. Just give me 20 seconds. Let me just finish typing
Absolutely.
something, and then I'll flip to my tank, and I'll tell you what my rotation is.
Aquarius Escort sucks where I'm not wasted. I haven't played that one.
Hasn't Augie done an Aquarius Escort build recently? Well, say like within the last 6 months, and just gone, yeah, you can still get 200 plus K out of it.
He can get 200 plus K out of a freighter.
Yeah, where nobody could see me. I didn't kill anyone, but nobody killed me.
Just flipping ships now. Okay.
However, since we've got a few.
Yeah.
My rotation's a little bit weird.
Okay, tell me what you've got.
So I have on my spam bar rotation.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what I do when I go in. So I hit threatening stance and I hit attract fire, and they're off to the left, so I can never accidentally hit them.
Okay.
I launch my fighters, and I have them set to intercept, because the hostile torpedoes thing is, I've noticed the last couple of runs does a really good job of stopping that kind of like heavy damage that you get from when the spheres basically launch a fuckload of those big ass torpedoes at you.
Okay, you said you've got them set to intercept. That's interesting. I had them set to attack. Let me put them on intercept. Give that a try. Okay.
I then have, so my spam bar is relatively empty.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of the run, I'll hit red matter, Nadion inversion, and intrusive energy.
Wow.
To boost my power.
Hang on a second. Let me try that one. So you've got red matter, Nadion, you said next?
And intrusive energy.
Give me a sec here. Let's see, I threw that one out. Okay. What have we got after that?
The
Sorry, I'm flipping my mute on and off. So those aren't my spam bar. Those are manual clickables.
Right, I appreciate that. I'm not going to go manual clicks. I'm going to do spam bars.
So I do those. So those are manual clicked, and then I hit. Because of this build, I don't think it'll apply to you. I'll hit then intelligence fleet, focus frenzy, and the DPRM.
Okay, the focus.
Once I'm above the cube, because then that means I get my power boost at the beginning. I get to the cube, and then I can start kicking the shit out of it. The other thing that I activate just before I'm about to fly forward is the Kobayashi Maru resupply, because that gives you a couple of relatively small but useful buffs.
Okay, now that's one I don't have.
You should have it. If you've done every event in the last year, you should have it from your reclaim.
Fence. Is it considered equipment or ship? It's equipment, right?
Equipment.
No, it's not space equipment. Not as an event.
The Kobayashi Maru, I know you have it, Mom. Go into miscellaneous. That's where it is.
Aha. Well, it says I do have it. Interesting, interesting.
That's it. You've got it there.
Right, but where is it is the bigger question.
Two down. You just had it up. It's under miscellaneous.
Yes, I understand that, but it said I had claimed it, so I have to figure out where it is.
So if you load up your ship and then click on devices, if you've got it on one of your other ships, it'll. So go. It's a bit of a delay. Yeah, go to your ship, click on one of your device slots, just any of them.
I did.
Yeah, see if you can find it in there.
It's
If
not
in there,
there.
it's in your bank.
Yeah, it could be in my inventory. Hang on a second. Let's zip over here.
That's always good to case. Basically, I pop that at the beginning, and then every time it's ready for cooldown, if I'm at either transformer, I pop it. You can usually get it off at least twice, if not 3 times during a run.
So some of us have lives and therefore do not keep our inventory in perfect condition. If anybody would like to support me at the level to which I've become accustomed to living, I will quit my job and spend my entire time keeping my inventory clean. And since I don't see people jumping up to do that, let's see, let's just make sure I haven't gotten it on another ship. Which I don't think I do. Yep. Okay.
I'm level 64 and I can't use level 64.
Almost there. Almost there.
Oh, it's frustrating. Okay, well, I gotta go put the kids to bed. I'll be back in a bit.
Alrighty. Well, it's not in there. Let's see if it's in. Okay. So it's not in my banks. Let's look at something. Let's try this. Now let's see if it'll pop up. No. Oh. Is it considered to be a ship, though?
Get it now. It's the one at the bottom.
Oh, there it is.
One
The
above the .7.
The transponder, that's why. Yeah, my inventory was filled, that's why. Because yes, Sav, I have a filled up inventory.
So if you hover above it, so you can see the stats on it.
Okay.
Also, just so you know, there's a setting in the menu that stops there being like a second or two delay on the tooltip that just makes it instant, which is quite handy.
Okay.
So you can see here, so every 3 seconds it basically launches a pod that gives you one of those 5 buffs.
Okay.
So
we definitely.
All of them are useful in certain ways. So yeah, so start off, pop that as soon as you drop in, hit threatening stance, hit commander trap fire. Hold on a second. Get the fuck down off the desk. Bloody cats. So that kind of sets you up. When you're a few seconds away from starting, start rolling through the spam bar, which we'll go through in a minute, but then also hit one of your power ones, your Nadion and your intrusive energy. Well, wait till you get in so you can actually visualize it.
Okay.
Right. So you got your 3. So are you an engineer or a tactical?
Always a good question. Engineer.
Okay, good. Right, so you'll be able to do it exactly like I do, like me and DT do then. So, right, sorry, I'm getting myself confused. So rolling back slightly. So you hit your 2 threatening stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to skin you. Get the hell down. So you hit your 2 threatening stuff. When you get a few seconds, then hit your Kobayashi Maru. When you get maybe, say, 8 to 10 seconds away, hit your red matter, your Nadion, and your intrusive energy.
Okay.
And then zoom in. Once you've zoomed in, hit your DPRM, and then just start hitting your spam bar, which will go on.
No DPRM.
hit your DPRM as soon as you get to the cube.
No DPRM.
You don't have a DPRM?
I do not have a DPRM.
Okay, we'll loop back to that then. So,
that one's going to be a little trickier.
So let's ignore that for the moment. So when you get to the cube, start hitting all of your spam bar, which we'll go over in a second, and then hit your emergency power transfer 3 after about 20 seconds. And you'll see that when the red matter capacitor kind of times out, and hit your emergency power transfer 3, because that'll then keep your energy up.
Okay,
Then
emergency power transfer 3. Emergency power to weapons, or is there one actually called emergency power transfer?
To the bottom of your list if you don't scroll.
EPS, power transfer. Okay, my bad. Okay.
Basically what you're doing is you're keeping your power levels up.
Okay.
Then what you want to be doing whilst you're basically rolling through your spam bar for the rest of it is all 4 of those power things. If any of them ever come up with, oh, you can click it again, click it instantly. Just keep them online all the time.
Okay.
So you could add them to your clickable entries because you're going to be wanting to hit them first. You could just do it like that, but I personally prefer to hit them manually. And then, so when it comes to my spam bar, it's not as big as not as big of a spam bar as a lot of the other ones. So it's only got 8 things on it. So I've got power to weapons,
Okay.
attack pattern delta, distributed targeting, fire at will 3, torpedo spread 2, feedback pulse 1, diversionary tactics, and orcs to bat 1. And then what I also do on the big targets, I've got my other abilities that I get from the various reps. So they are like anti-time entanglement or sensor interference or things like that. I'll drop those on the big targets, usually like the TAC cubes. And then obviously when you're over each of the TAC cubes and the transformers and the gateway, you just keep dropping your rally point as well. Doing that by just having that kind of, I mean, it sounds like a lot, but you kind of get you get used to kind of just having that cadence of like everything at once and then just keeping everything up effectively from that point forward. You'll find that you're going to be keeping yourself alive a lot better. And
my survivability isn't bad. It's doing a more effective job as a tank. But yeah, dying is not a big issue for me.
So the other thing that's worth keeping in mind as well is I have my personal heals off at the side. So I'm a power to shields. Shield polarity 3 is almost essential, especially if you don't have DPRM.
Okay.
Biomolecular shield generator is good to pop in areas, let's say like, for example, between the tactical cube and the gateway at the end.
Okay.
Image refractors never use in combat.
No, it has its place. Its place is not in this one.
So I think you've also got the reactive structural capacitor.
Yes, I do.
I don't have that. Instead, I use the overloaded SIF linkage. It's roughly the same, give or take, and that's off the Europa. Okay,
which I might have, but I have never played it.
Yeah.
Can we go back to your the ones you do have on your spam bar? I know you'd mentioned emergency power to weapons. What else did you have on there again?
Torpedo spread 3.
Okay.
So sorry, let's go back to it. So doing them from like left to right.
Right.
So powers to weapon 3. Attack pattern delta.
Which I don't have. I've got beta. So hang on a second.
I can't remember what beta does. I basically slot that because it's a damage resistance.
Well, beta's a damage resistance and stealth debuff.
Okay, use that.
But it's really nice with the Baul. So.
Yeah.
Okay. What else did you have?
Then I have distributed targeting.
Which I do not have, so.
So the description for that is, for 8 seconds, the target of the distributed targeting change for 16.8% of incoming weapon damage. For 3 foes within 3 kilometers, the damage has a 50% shield penetration and can occur 3 times per damage type per second. It's another type of bowel refraction. So it's like bowel refraction on top of bowel refraction.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Don't think I've got it, but I can certainly go down and get it. All right, what have you got after that?
Fire at Will 3.
Which I definitely have. Don't I have? Oh, that's right. It's not called that. It's called something else. Beams, Fire at Will 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Just sending you a screenshot as well to make it easier. So Beams, Fire at Will 3. Then I have Torpedoes, Spread 2.
Got Spread 1 just because of my setup, so we'll have to live with 1 for the moment. And what else have you got?
It was on mute again. After Spread 2, I have Feedback Pulse 1.
Okay.
That's very useful to keep up as well.
Okay.
Reflects incoming damage.
And what
Then
else have
I
you got?
have Diversionary Tactics, which is a bit controversial, but I've started slotting this on almost all of my builds because if you're threatening, it taunts the enemies within 10 kilometers and generates 50% more threat.
Okay.
And also gives you a heal of 5% hull per foe for 10 seconds. If you slot it on your DPS build, it gives you a 3% bonus damage.
Okay.
So I always slot that. And then I have my cooldown for this build, which is just an up to bat 1.
Which I also don't have on this one. Some things to look at, making some notes here. All right. Well, let's see where we are and how that changes things here.
So if you look at the screenshot I've sent you on Discord, I'll write it down here. Line 10 is my spam bar. How am I doing that? Left of
Okay.
line 4
All right.
is energy spam. Annual. Right, line 4 is RAM. Line 5 middle is clicky. I don't know how to describe it. Clicky. Oh shit.
Yes.
Line 5 right is rally point. Line 2 right is shield hills. Let's make it easier to reference. Line 1 right is hull heals. Line 1 left is misc stuff. Line 3 is misc 2.
Okay, let me beam down.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Yep.
It's a bit of a messy spam bar, but it's how I generally do it on most of my ships. I always make sure that when I build my stuff out, I have my heals in the same place in every ship.
Yeah.
My clickies on the same place in every ship.
Yeah, that's one thing I tend to do, despite Sav saying it's messy. It works for me, Sav. Let's jump back into there. I'll take a quick look back in here. Someone's sending me a message. Thank you, Sav.
It's weird. It's let me refine dilithium ore on this character twice in the last hour.
Pardon?
It's let me refine dilithium twice in the last hour on this character.
Wow. It doesn't, unless you hadn't maxed out your 8,000.
You guys ready?
No, definitely had. I've got a million unrefined.
Holy moly. All right, so you're not using tactical team, I noticed, or are you, and you just didn't mention it?
I do. I have that on a manual clicky on the
Okay.
left-hand side of line 5 on the picture. I've stopped having it as part of my main rotation because it is worth using, but it's got a habit of causing misfires on some of the abilities, so it's easier to take it and emergency power 2 engines out so that you don't have the misfires, and then you just activate them manually at the end of everything. Although what generally happens is I don't actually activate them because I forget about them.
Before we go running around
It
here,
doesn't
let's see.
do too bad. I mean, the thing is when it comes to tanking in ISE is the difference between being a really good tank and being an amazing tank from what I've seen is relatively small. It's just your luck level or the ability to take a few crit hits, which is different. So, for example, DT is a much better tank than I am, but then he's running the DOFs as well. He's changing the specializations as well. I don't. I run the same DOFs that I run on my DPS build. I use the same specializations as my DPS build. So I could be doing better, but it's not critical. However, if you're doing something like, what's that really insane TFO? Is it Corfez or something like that?
Yeah, it's Corfez. Battle of Corfez. Yeah.
I think I remember running that once about a week after I started the game and me going, it's a bit difficult. And I remember you and DT laughing about it, going, yep, it is a bit.
Yeah.
I actually want to actually try that now that I'm pushing 400 and something K. I'm like, I want to give that another try. Anyway, if you're running a tank, say, for example, in that, then it's probably, the difference between a good and a very good tank is a much more pronounced, I would say. But in ISE, you don't need to be amazing to do well. If that makes sense.
Yes.
I mean, I'm managing it. So my build is not built for a tank. I'll be the first to admit it, but I still get 90+% of the attacks in. I still keep everyone alive.
That should suffice.
Yeah, I actually, as Sav and myself both very briefly mentioned on the fleet chat about 15 minutes ago, I actually had the discussion about tanking with the subreddit Discord channel, where, inevitably they're just a bunch of pedantic, hyperbolic, useful, very knowledgeable, but very pedantic and hyperbolic with their answers on stuff. And I remember having not an argument, but a heated discussion, shall we say, throughout the day, where it's just like, I don't care if I die as long as everybody else doesn't.
Okay.
And like, well, you should care. And I'm like, but why would I? My entire job is to take threat away from others. If I die during that and they stay alive and take little damage, who the hell cares? So you kind of have to, I suppose it's like most things. If you and blah 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 blah. The majority of the content in the game, you can kind of get away with less. I'm surprised Sob's not built a tank. Does Sob not have a tank?
Yeah, I think she's got a tank.
I want to see how she compares to DT. DT's really good at tanking. Almost as good as Mark. Mark's just the tanking protege without a tank.
I suppose you could give him a tank just to make his life easy. I did send him a ship. I don't know which one he's going to pick.
Well, I was a bit gutted at this Arbiter, which, in all fairness, is actually a much better built model than the Gagarin. I'm a bit gutted that didn't come with the token. Because I'm kind of at the point now where I think a couple of us are at this kind of point in the game where the majority of the useful useful C-store ships we've all got. So like that 50% of a T6 token to me is just like, I don't really want anything right now off the C-store. Mark can make use of it. It's not, you know what I mean?
Well,
so I'm a bit gutted it didn't come with it.
I'm sitting on a ton of T6 tokens, so
Did you say a while back you had like 30 of them?
I think I'm down to about 20.
Only.
Let's see. So let's see what I've got here. 1, 2, 3.
So there's a
3
question
more in
for
here.
you.
So there's 5 there. And I want to say
you're-
there's probably another 10 sitting in different things.
So your inventory's always full. You've got
Yes.
20 odd T6 tokens in the bank.
Yeah.
So you're clearly in some way, shape, or form. Let's be honest and call it what it is. Bit of a hoarder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
how spotless is your car?
It's pretty darn good, to be honest. I did have some plants in the back seat that fell over, and I haven't vacuumed it out. But yeah, it's pretty damn clean.
Plants.
Pardon?
You keep plants in the car?
Well, no, we had some plants at the office this morning that were massively overgrown, so I put them in the trunk, brought them home with some pots and some potting soil to repot them. But when I was moving them out, one fell over and some of the sand and soil fell in the back of the car. So I have to vacuum that out. But since it was raining, I wasn't going to vacuum it out today. That aside, I do have a blanket that I keep in the back along with my snow brush. That's about it for junk in my car at the moment. And hi, Duffy, how are you tonight? No, I'm not obsessive about the car, but I try to keep it clean just because I drive like 1,000 miles a week in it. And a messy car, when you're driving that much, it's like, ugh. And with all this junk that I've got, I'm of the philosophy of I'll clean it up one day. I mean, I could sit here and put all this stuff onto all the ships and not have it sitting in here. I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these. Well, that is a good thing, Duffy. I'm glad to hear that. But it's one of those things. Okay, am I ever going to use some of this stuff? Bioharmonic emitter? I don't know. I don't know that I've ever used it. You know, a lot of this stuff could be absolute garbage, but I haven't tried it out yet. Because with 20 plus tunes, sometimes I just don't. If I could share it with my other tunes, I would. But so often they are now bound to. Okay, well, there's a couple that are bound to account that I suppose I could share the love with some of my other guys who will probably need it. Yeah, I know. I need an extra spot just for all this stuff. So let's see where we are at in terms of time. It looks like we are off cooldown.
Says for me it says Sov's still on cooldown, but I don't think she'll join us for a second one, will she?
I don't know. Sav, are you going to join us for a second one?
Gimac says he's ready, by the way.
Okay.
I might change to something else.
Okay. I'm not seeing him.
His tune that's in our fleet is 20, so it's spelled literally with letters, 20-9 at DIMMAKDDT.
I thought I had him on my friend list too. Oh, shoot. I'm not in that fleet. Your thumb's getting achy, yeah. Mar Hawkman? Duffy, anybody who'd like to join us? And while it's not as good as Sob's, I'm curious where I am with my endeavors at the moment. I'm at 435, so I'm considerably behind Sob. Okay. Well, sleep well then, Duffy.
So let's, accept. So let's have a vote for this run. So do I go with my Gagarin? Do I go with my D7?
Ooh, well, if you
Or my Teamer?
the problem with the D7 is if you're Klingon, we would have to get a private one. We'd need to get all 5.
No, it's on my Fed. It's
Oh,
on my
okay.
Fed.
I don't know. Have I seen your D7 in a game?
Probably. I was flying it for a while. It's my, as of Saturday night, it's my current record holder with
Ooh.
420
Hey, yeah,
something.
go for it then.
It's also, I'm quite pleased because I built it to also be a very slight Barbie build. And so it looks on point. You know, it looks like a D7. In my opinion, at least, it looks how a D7 would be, as well as being, you know, good. Well, in my opinion, good. Probably not quite up to Sob's perfect ones, shall we say? But I'm pleased with it. It looks cool.
Well, I sent an invitation to Democt, but have not heard back yet.
He said he was be right back.
Ooh,
so-
okay, no problem. Folks, there's 15 of you out there watching this at this moment. If anybody wants to join us, please do.
Friend on the current map, apparently. Who's around me? Do we need tank or science? He's just messaged me.
Your call.
Who else do we have other than
So
us
far,
two?
it's you, me, and him. Frost is off putting his kids to bed. Sav's thumb hurts.
I'll tell him to do science
Okay.
because he's very, very good at science, and
Sounds
I
good.
think trying out your new tank adjustments will be good to do. Just a singular tank. So he'll probably change his character. I'll tell you what it is in a second. He usually does. I think his other character would be science is CVAC or something like that.
Okay.
So this is weird. So he's telling me that there's a fleet member slash. Oh, okay, there you are. You've just appeared.
Yeah.
A few
No.
times it goes as a fleet member and a friend in the thing, and I'm looking around going, where?
It's jumping around there a bit.
Okay,
See.
T-Max sweeping over. What earth was that? Okay, he's back on, so... So you would need to... Can I invite him, actually?
I can make you team leader.
Okay.
There you go. Now you're in charge.
I've noticed he's got a few people who are in his smaller fleet online as well. I'm just seeing if he wants to invite them as well. Invite team.
Okay.
Yeah, Dimac's a pretty good.
Yeah.
Him and 2 of his other guys. I think it's like a very, very small fleet. I think one of his characters is actually now in our fleet. But
Excellent.
he's a good guy. Very useful to have around. Very accommodating. In fact, all of them are. Other than the fact that what's his name? There's someone in his fleet. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but every single time he joins Discord and he complains about Discord. And then he just carries on using it, and I'm like, it just makes me laugh each time because he's I think he's in his 60s, 70s, so he's like just very set in his ways, but it just makes me laugh.
Yes.
If you've got Photonic Opposite by the look of your screen, I'd probably slot that in as well as another cooldown.
Okay.
Do it as a half bat build.
Okay, I actually have them in 2 positions here, so it trips on one of 2 places. That way it's always available. Let's see. Looking for one more, there's that. Nope, that's not the one. Yep. Okay. Supermaster says, I'll join for fun. Supermaster, thank you. What is your handle in game, Supermaster? And I'll forward it to Boom here. We have a volunteer in.
I've made Dim out the leader, so it
Oh.
may be a second too late.
Okay. Supermaster, you may be a moment too late. We'll find out in a moment.
We'll be running another one in a bit, though, so
Yep.
you can join then if you would like. Assuming you can hear me, I might just be talking to you and you're going, I don't know what you're telling me. You can't hear you.
I presume everybody can hear Boom as well as me, right? Yep. Okay. Yes, he can hear you.
The real question would be, can you hear? And then the secondary sub-question would be, understand.
Yeah. Oops. There we go.
I've just noticed on the stream thinking, because I've just brought it up on a window on the side. Have you dyed your hair again?
Yes, I have.
So it's like, it looks like it's blue at the front and purpley at the
Yes,
back.
let's do it properly here.
Ah,
It's 2 different shades of blue on the top, and then it fades out to magenta and then pink at the ends.
it's very nebulous.
Yes, actually this color, or this combination, the guy who does my hair calls this one Nebula, versus the other one I like, which is purple, pink, and orange, and that is Flamingo.
It's good.
Yep.
Suits you.
Thank you. Yeah, this was I just couldn't take it all disappearing. All the color was running away. All right, it looks like we are set to rock and roll.
So for your context,
Mhm.
Dimac is, which I think is his 29 character, is his tank. Riley is a guy called, he's just actually joined actually, that's K9. He could be running either, depending on his mood. In fact, that's it. You're the one that always complains about Discord, aren't you, K9? Yeah. And the Saren is their Dante. So we now know 3 Dantes.
Wow.
There's 3 Dantes, Dante.
I'm hearing some other voices in there, but very faint.
That's because K9 has both Discord and TeamSpeak up at the same
Oh,
time.
man, I haven't done
It's
TeamSpeak in forever. It used to be our main communication method. All right, so just to double check what I'm going to do. Launching the fighters, how long before?
immediately launch your
Okay.
fighters, then do your Kobayashi Maru, then your threatening stance, and the
Okay.
other one, attract fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of it, when you get like 5 seconds away, start hammering on your spam bar and start activating your power stuff. And then from that point onwards, just keep hammering your spam bar and activate your power stuff as and when you can reactivate it. So theoretically, so Dimac's tanking as well.
Okay.
But we should be able to still see a half decent increase, because before I think you were on like low 20s for your attacks in, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how much better it gets. In fact, K9, are you tanking or are you DPSing this time?
DPS tag.
So we could probably do it as a split run, in all fairness, but probably not a good idea
I don't know if we're ready
with
for
everybody
the
testing.
elite.
Well, Dimac's advantage is we've now got 2 people doing tank tests right now.
I haven't seen it pop up for a queue, so.
No, it's not. It's not thinking for me either.
Results of our lead run last night. Just the 3 of us.
How many times did you die?
Actually, no, not the first one of us died.
So what you're saying is, if anybody dies on this run, it's our fault.
I couldn't hear you. Mac was talking.
So if 3 of you on an elite didn't die last night, well, you're saying that if we die on this run, it's our fault.
Yeah, it's gonna be y'all's fault. Yeah.
Thanks
Wow.
for
No pressure.
that. Was Demac queuing us, or is he?
Don't know.
Yeah, nothing's popping for me. Not even getting like a little
No.
glowy thing.
Mm-mm.
If you can still hear us, K9, give him a kick. Let's get this out of the way. The quicker we can do them, the quicker we can run some more.
Say that again.
He's not queued us. He's not queued us yet. Are we waiting on something, or?
Who's queuing?
Well, he's the team leader, so him. I made Dimac the team lead, so he needs to queue us.
Mac, you're the team leader.
That would explain it.
Okay, yeah, that becomes an issue.
Oh, what her name is on Twitch, Dante.
I will post something into the fleet chat now, into the chat team chat.
Alright, ready. That's not. Won't let me in. You're not the leader now.
Will I give it a try? Who's the leader? How do we find out who's the leader?
I joined on you, boom. So we all joined on boom.
I'm gonna try and queue us and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it keeps unselecting for me.
All right, let's see if I'm team leader here.
According to this, there's only me and my team. On the private tab, at least.
Yeah, you can ignore the private unless you deliberately invited them to the private. Huh, maybe I'm the team lead. Want me to see if it works?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you got flashy green lights?
Not for me, I haven't.
Okay,
No.
me either. So it's not me.
I can't select it. It's not me.
It's not me.
Are we sure? Are we 100% sure it's not Dimac? Because I promoted him to team lead about 5 minutes ago.
Boom AM is squad leader. Click the message.
Yeah, but a squad leader isn't team leader.
Team member is not matching squad. Team member.
Should have just.
It's glitch. Yeah, it's just glitch. This is disband and read.
Let's just disband and put back together. Right, I'll put everybody back together because
Okay.
I've got everybody on my list.
Yeah, you can grab everyone and pull them into private. It might be easier.
Yeah, good idea.
Private would be a little better that way in case if something messes up. We can...
Oh, that's interesting. I can now see Dimac and Mom in my private. Okay, fine. I can't actually invite anyone right now. Okay, let me just leave the team.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay, take
No.
2. So
We're still teamed.
Yeah, it keeps re-adding.
Okay, I'm gonna leave the team. Okay.
Still listing Dimac on the left for me. Right. Okay, it's stabilized.
Okay.
So I'm inviting you to TFO. So that's you, Mum. Yep. Okay.
Accepting. Okay.
Dante is next. K9. Dimac. Okay. Right.
Has you up in Twitch.
So we're just waiting on you, K9. Are you in?
There we go. I'm here.
Right. Gotta love how reliable this game is.
I'm not. I'm just here by myself now. It's private tab.
I've got all 5 of you listed in mine. Should
I see it.
queue, or?
Cute. There we go.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Have you got a zoom? Are you zooming off, K9?
The situation is grim. There's more. Begin by destroying.
Okay, we all in?
We're all here. You said launch the fighters, right?
Launch the fighters, hit the Kobayashi Maru, and then activate your threatening stance and the other one, attract fire. I'll activate my Kobayashi Maru as well, so we get a double bonus. Okay, so now start hitting your spam bar and manually hit your power stuff, but not red matter and EPS, just one of them.
Okay.
Scanning the nanite transfer. Done. Additional data is available.
And then wait until the attack cube's gone, and then hit your other what you didn't hit out of red matter and power transfer.
Okay. Gonna have to change my positioning on those though.
That's fine. This one should be a bit more forgiving because Dimac's tanking as well.
Clearly.
So you can concentrate on getting your timings down rather than your positioning for now.
Well, because they're on the spam bar, they're gonna tend to trip at the same time. So you're right. Gonna have to pull them off the spam bar to do that then.
Now you need to position yourself on top of the nanite transformer.
Mm-hmm.
The nanite probes to repair the transporters. Stop them.
Start moving across. So ignore the stuff, just go straight across. We'll kill all the rest of the spheres.
On my way.
So activate Kobayashi Maru again.
The probe is closing in on the transporter. Destroy it. Probe is closing in on the transporter. Destroy it.
I'll get some big hits off here.
Ah. That's the first time I've died in a long time.
It's a good sign. It means you're taking the threat.
Scanning the nanite threat. Gone. Additional data is available.
Okay, didn't feel too bad. Let's see if that actually passed.
Sensors confirm that the transport conduit has been destroyed.
Okie doke.
Oh, broke my record again.
Excellent. What did you get?
429. Bulk it by 6k. That was actually quite good, actually, considering my positioning was a little bit off.
Okay.
So the handy thing about this is both usually I pass and DMAC passes, so it's good to do the comparison.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes it can be a little bit off. I'm just putting that into the fleet one, because Sob says she's apparently never seen me pass above 400k. Clearly she's not been paying much attention.
Well, Sav isn't always watching. Sleep well, Supermaster. Good evening, Abda. How are you?
So if we look at the actual the attacks and damage in, so looking at it, so Dimak got more of the damage in and more of the attacks in, but yours was, so for a split run for a tank where he got 60% in and you got 33% in, that's actually really good because the rest of us got less than 5% in total. So between the two of you, you did really good.
Cool.
So
Yeah, she was thinking also, Dim.
All right, I've changed up my keybinds a little bit there so I don't wind up hitting the same sequences one on top of each other.
I didn't realize she was thinking with my tank or whatever.
I didn't make that out. What did you say?
Dimac said he didn't realize you was thinking that he wouldn't have tanked.
No problems. No problems.
it was at K9, it was actually intended because Mom's kind of trying to tune her tank, so having another tank there just to give a bit of extra survivability was good.
Yeah, it can tweak some of my features too.
I mean, clearly it worked for me.
It worked great for you, yes.
It's all part of the plan.
Okay, I want to change up a few things here.
Need to take a screenshot of this. 449.
Master's on Peru.
Ah.
All right, Marhawkman. That's yeah, absolutely.
No, adoptees is a crime.
So, other than dying, how did that feel when you were piloting?
Um, Not as natural as it is when I'm just trying to beat the crap out of stuff. So definitely have to rethink how I do things.
So, I think that's the difference. Is before, I don't think you were holding a threat, so you weren't taking as much damage in.
Yeah, it was
Whereas
very
now,
rare
with
that I
those,
was getting killed.
yeah, exactly. Whereas now because of those changes, you probably are taking the damage in, which is now why you died. So this is a good thing. It sounds a bit weird. That's actually a good thing because you're taking the threat. So now you've got that bit right. Now it's just about adjusting for your survivability.
Right. I've got ample things I can play with in terms of my survivability, but getting the concept of positioning, tank, and then getting better handle on where my keybinds are going and then the sequences that work.
If you're just getting any weird sounds from my mic, it's because one of the cats was just rubbing itself on the microphone.
I suppose that could be worse. Off topic here. Swear I'm not wasted. Are Kelvin beam arrays good to use or better to sell?
Kelvin beam arrays.
I have one Kelvin ship, which I love. My Kelvin beam ship.
If I remember correctly, the Kelvin beam arrays are very Barbie, but I don't think they're considered to be within the top couple of different types.
So swear if you don't have use for them, see if you can sell them.
Fairly, I'm guessing, I think the Kelvin ones, aren't they the ones that come on the Kelvin ships, but you can't actually sell them? Or does he mean
no.
the advanced one, the other ones?
The other ones. Because I definitely don't have a Kelvin ship on my... I don't think I have a Kelvin ship, period. They're out of the box. Yeah, the box ones.
They're probably that. I mean, the easiest way to think of it, as much as most of the subreddits and most of the Discord channels and even us for that matter, probably just go, oh, you need to get these types. At the end of the day, the difference between the worst phaser array and the best phaser array is less than 5%. So if you like the look of them, upgrade the hell out of them and enjoy them. If you don't like the look out of them, sell them and get something else. It's 5%. Who cares?
I'm surprised with weird things that I've played with that I actually like, even though they're not necessarily great.
Yeah, I'm like that on that. Is it the lifetime ship you get? Is it the Manticore where it's got that Phaser Lotus thing?
Yes.
It-
I like
It's
that.
general. It's so much fun, but most people are just like, "Oh, if you want to get DPS out of the ship, drop it." I'm like, "No, it's so much fun to see it go
really
off."
is. It really is. Pseudo rainbow. That's interesting. Let's see, just out of curiosity here.
Right, back in a sec.
Let's see if I can come up with that one. Nope. Well, it works better when I have a better title for it. Okay, so the Kelvin phaser emitter arrays, and you've got them at Epic. Yeah, people are asking in the 30 million range on them. Maxed Epic. So let's say there's one for 33 million with a crit D times 4. Actually, I'd go damage times 4, but that's me. Yeah, 30 million. If you don't have any overwhelming love of them, 25 million. Yeah, in the 25, $30 million range. Or $1 million. EC range. So if you're not enamored of them, you could easily clean up on them. The 15s are starting at 33 million.
The 15 watts.
Mark 15s, Epic. Crit D. Kelvin Timeline phaser emitter arrays. The ones that Swarm Not Wasted was asking about. Good evening, BTD Fighter. How the heck are you, sir?
Is he looking at buying them or has he got them?
He's got them. He's trying to figure out if he should sell them or keep them.
If he likes the look of them, keep them.
Yeah.
It's just simple. To me, it's kind of as simple as that. If you like the look of them, keep them.
I will say my one build with them is fun.
I mean, it's one of those min-maxing things, isn't it? It's just like, are there technically better performing phases? Yes. Is it game-changing to your day-to-day?
No.
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 Although DT and me were discussing the other day that it would be interesting to do an organised run between us where all of us were optimised in a specific way, and we were discussing plasma.
Yeah.
So we were discussing that it would be interesting to have DT run with ultimates, because ultimates debuff the target's plasma resistance.
Mm-hmm.
If you had DT running ultimates, you had hypothetically you running ultimates, hypothetically Mark running ultimates, and then, you know, me running what I usually run for my plasma build, which is my assimilated. Then it's effectively, at that point, it's a nanny run. It's effectively buffing my ability to do damage with plasma because of all of those debuffs. That sort of stuff would be interesting to do, especially with ultimates, because ultimates are really cheap right now.
They are. I actually have a build with ultimates. It's my Romulan alien, if I remember correctly.
Do you have the low buy set?
Pardon?
Do you have the low buy set?
Don't think so. I think these are just regular ones. Yeah, no, nothing low buy. This is a ultimate plasma cannon build.
I mean, they're generally good quite all around, to be honest.
I'm very happy with them.
The low buy set's interesting because the 2-piece is next to useless. The 3-piece is really quite handy on a beam overload build because it's just flat out haste, which is really good for beam overload. But if you're gonna have one piece of the ultimate set, get the swarm processor.
Okay.
Because it's basic, from what I can tell and from what I've seen when I've been using it in game, it's basically the other version of the locator. As in,
really?
It's because it's like the locator you slot on everything basically because it gives you penetration and critical chance, but nothing else until you start adding to the set. The ultimate console, the swarm processor, is the same, as in on its own, it doesn't buff plasma, but it gives you a boatload of critical chance, like 3.9%, and it gives you a lot of accuracy, which if your accuracy is high enough, it overflows into critical.
True.
So I now my 3 consoles I slot on everything is locator, ultimate, DPRM.
Yeah, let's see. So which console are we talking about here? Ultimate Modified Swarm Processor?
Yeah. Also, I've just remembered, why is it that some consoles say console-universal whatever, but some of them just say ultimate modified swarm processor, and it's a universal. It's a lack of attention to detail.
That's precisely what it is, yes. So the, let's see what else. We've got an ultimate modified plasma Omni and an ultimate modified Kelvin torpedo. Do want to replace it. I've got a PPT on my Torp, but I don't know that this is what I want. You're right, some of them do say console universal something, and some don't. Well, we can buy that one for sure for now. And always put my stuff away. There we go.
K9, is 196 your record?
No, I 201 the other night.
That's good then. 15, 20k either side is kind of averaging it out, so you're in the same sort of ballpark. If you're constantly hitting the same sort of level, that's good.
Good evening, Von Marcus. How are you, sir? Merhawkman, yes, he's very quiet because he's also on TeamSpeak.
Yep.
Which is making it really hard for him to be audible on both. You're passable. Well, I'm glad you're passable, sir.
Wow, I'm just looking at my stats on this. 211 just from the center links. Martok's doing alright. 32,000 from the House Martok Omni.
Martok is nice, but if you got
He's
limited,
underrated.
if you have limited console space and you start to figure out what am I going to put in, what am I going to give up, unless it's essential to the build, it's one I tend to not put in.
I like it. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I was suddenly able to afford to spend 550 million on a sensor-linked Omni, I would probably replace it. But
Yeah.
as a decent Destructor Omni, I think it's good. I'm not to complain about it. I mean, one good thing about this cross-faction thing that they did however many months ago now is there's a lot more variety of ships around Space Dock.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually interesting. I was fed up of seeing loads of Vengeances and the occasional Odysseys. Now I'm seeing, I'm just looking at them. Now you got an Alachi or an Ash Dreadnought, you've got some temporal thingamajig. I'm actually seeing even more Federation ships. Like, I've not seen very many, like, Arbiter or, what's the other one? Avengers for a while.
For a
Since
while,
the
yeah.
thingy, it's like I see them all the time.
There's a tendency for people to, go through their phases of, oh, I'm going to do this one, I'm going to do that one. And you see them going that same cycle of everybody's got it, then everybody's got something else. We are a fickle bunch.
Cheap is the correct term.
Yes, it is, but I wasn't going to say that.
There's the cultural difference between an American and a British person.
Oh?
One person's blunt and the other one's not.
Yeah. On PS4, I see like a ton of Crossfields, Kelvin Connies, Kelvin Destroyers, and Odyssey Star Cruisers.
I find that the one thing that I see everywhere, without exception, is the Vengeances.
Really?
Or the,
I
yeah,
don't.
or the Calvin Timeline, whatever
Yeah.
the proper name for it is. I mean, it's really weird. I mean, it's meant to be a reasonably good ship, but I'm just I see that many of them that even though I'm like, I kind of want to get one, I see that many of them that I'm like, do I really need to? Because I see that many of them that I'm not getting anything by piloting one because I see that many of them.
Yeah, I have the Telluride problem, which is not one you see out there too often.
There's one parked near me right now, but that's probably the second one I've seen in the past month, with the other one being yours. How long's on the cooldown? 10 minutes. I think I've got enough time to do another one. Who was it who missed the run earlier?
It was Supermaster, but he has logged off because it's like 2 a.m. out in his land. Yeah, so some of my favorite ships have been the Echeros, the Astika. I've got a lovely Herald Quas that I like. The problem was very nice. Had some fun with the Voth ship. And while I like the more traditional ships, it's kind of fun to go out and play with ones that are more unusual.
Yeah. I was having a discussion funnily enough with somebody on Reddit earlier about what ships to get with the promo. Oh, Jesus, I've just remembered I need to do the event. Could you ever remember that?
Don't forget the event, yeah.
Let's do that on a private AFK thing.
Yeah.
There was the I can't. Apparently, I'm in a team. There was a discussion of what you're going to get with the promo, and I'm kind of probably like a few people. In all fairness, I'm kind of at the point now where all of like the meta stuff that's like big differences to the game. So like the Atlas for the DPRM or the Athlete for the I've forgotten what the super weapon ingenuity trait or all stuff like that I've kind of got. So now it's just literally min-maxing. It's like 0.5% difference here and there. So I'm kind of, for the promo, I'm like, do I go for something that's again meta? As in, it gives me something that's good for the builds in general, aka the Vardwar Juggernaut? Or do I go for something that I just like the look of, and it's effectively a glorified Barbie build? Or do I go for something that's somewhere in between? So whereas, say, like 6 months ago, I was like, yes, definitely going to get the D7 Miracle Worker. Because I'm like, it's a Klingon ship, it gives me a cloak, it gives me access to the advanced weapons, and it's got a half-decent trait. Now I'm just like... But this Legendary D7 does most of that. So I don't really need another D7. So like, what do I get?
Yeah. I've got enough of the standard ships that I'm not that thrilled with getting them. They're nice, but you're right. They're not meta as much as they are getting to be commonplace.
I mean, bizarrely, I still find that my most fun ship, as daft as it sounds, is that Ilachi event ship. That is it, the Kalash frigate.
Yeah.
I still find that to be amazingly fun to play. I mean, it's a glass cannon, but when it fires its stuff, it's just like a perfectly flat, wide line of green energy just like farts on whatever's in front of you. It's very fun. It's very ineffectual, but it's very fun. So I'm like...
Well, the thing I really liked about the Kulash is basically you could take it out of the box and have fun with it, as is.
It's because they gave you a load of weapons and stuff for free.
Yeah, it came as a nice little ship. The Ferengi ship that I was just changing over, the one that's got the ultimates, it came out of the box, and the Nandi comes out of the box and can be
I
a
like
nice
that
little
ship.
ship. And the other one that does that, of course, is the Jem'Hadar Vanguard, one of the carriers. Really nice.
I know the Vanguard warship, which is a sea store ship. I hear a lot of people going, it's a strange ship because it's bigger than the Gagarin, but it has the maneuverability of the Defiant,
Right.
but it has the firepower of the Gagarin as well. I'm
Yeah,
like, that
it's-
sounds really fun.
It's really fun. Yeah, it is
I'm like, I'm tempted by it, but I'm like, maybe the next time I get a T6 token. But for the
It was a lovely
promo
one.
token, my current choices are, just to kind of put it out there, obviously I can't see the Twitch stream, so I don't know who's going to potentially comment, or who really gives a shit for that matter. But my current choices for that are either the Inquiry,
Yeah.
because that feels like it's a good middle ground. It's got a reasonably useful console. It's a good ship to build on, because it's basically the Gagarin if it looked like the Arbiter, but a little bit more, which is a winner. And obviously you can theme it like the Arbiter. So that's one of my options. My other option that I was thinking of is the Terran Crossfield, because it looks like a good ship to bridge the difference between a DPS build, which is what I'm used to, and science, which is what I'd like to start learning more about.
Yeah, Ed has some wonderful science ships, and hopefully he'll be back with us not too long from now. I've never had
is Ed the science guy in our fleet? So the same way that Sob's DPS, Razul's tank, is Ed the science guy in our fleet then, is he?
If anybody could build a really good science ship, it would be Ed. He has a really good understanding of making the magic functions work.
Okay, I might have to have a word with him.
Okay,
So
yep.
it's basically them two plus the Vardoir Juggernaut,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is literally just a buy because it's theoretically one of the best ships in the game, but it's meant to be a bastard to fly.
Could be.
And I'm like, at this point, I'm kind of like, why would I not just pick something that's fun to fly? Because the difference is going to be like 0.5%. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What do you plan to get with yours?
I haven't even thought about it, to be honest.
Well, now's the time to think about it. What do you what are you missing most in your life right now in Star Trek Online?
Yeah, seriously, what I'm missing is the time to play it. The only time I play is when we are doing the live stream. I have not played in a long time except with my Nandy. So if I was going to say one thing, it would be the fun aspect. I need something that's fun that I can just goof off and have fun with.
Don't think time is in the promo box, but I'll check in a minute. That'd be nice. If time, like more time in the day was in the promo box, I would sink thousands of dollars into that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, my days are now be up at 4:45 in order to get stuff done so I can do a live stream, so I can go to work, so I can go do something, and come back and do another live stream. Back to bed. Rinse and repeat. So there hasn't been a lot of fun, and hence the Nandy is fun because it's enough firepower. It's got cannons, maneuverability of a ship, so I can have more fun. One thing I'm disliking about this build is the inertia.
Yeah, it flies around like it's on ice.
Yeah, you got to plan your movement. It takes a while to get moving. Once it gets moving, it takes a little bit longer to stop.
Yeah, I found that when I started off tanking, I was using the Baran because I think I got it as not a free ship, but one of those. Whenever I see one of those things of like donate $10 and we'll give you 2 ships, 3 tokens, and blah 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 blah, I really don't mind doing them because I'm just like, it's for charity. I'm going to do it straight away. I don't even bat an eyelid. I just do it.
Yeah, well, that's where I got a lot of my coupons that I'm sitting on. Is I donated for the fleet. I donated for each of my accounts, and they did like 3 or 4 of them. So all of a sudden, I'm sitting on a ton of T6 coupons, which I haven't used.
Which is good because it's like it's really weird. Like when it's I don't know about you, but when it comes to the stuff that like this is a charity thing, I'm like straight away don't even bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
But where it's like I need to spend $5, I'm just like, do I really need to spend $5?
You know,
So I got the Baran, and I was thinking, I've always liked it. Quite like the design. It was one of the first ships I was thinking of getting before I got the Arbiter. Then I never ended up buying it, so I got it, and I'm like, as part of one of these charity things, so I'm like, this could make a really good tank, and it's technically stat-wise, although it's not just about stats, but it's technically stat-wise better than the Atlas. But the reason why I use the Atlas over the Baran is as simple. It's as simple as the inertia. I like the Atlas. If I go stop, it stops within like a tenth of a second. If I press stop on the Baran because the inertia is so bad,
Yep.
it takes like 10 seconds and you're on the other side of the fucking map. I'm like,
Exactly.
It's just like I don't want that. I've got enough things to. I don't need another one.
I know exactly what you mean. All right, let me see where we are on our time. We are out of cooldown. I have a 5th.
I am happy for you to put the team together if you would like to invite. I might choose a different ship.
Okay, well,
Actually, no, sorry, hold on, sorry. No, I am 4 minutes and 54 seconds still in this daily, sorry.
Are you still doing it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
4 minutes and 50 seconds away now. Just realised.
And the phone goes off again. Fortunately, nothing critical. It stopped raining, so I don't have to worry. Yay. Swear I'm not wasted says the brand is so tiny to be that sluggish. All right, I'm going to take a 2-second break, run over and grab myself another bottle of water, can of water. I'll be right back. And back. So are you AFKing that Azure Nebula?
Oh, of course. What other way is there to do it?
Well, I can set it up to run both of the accounts simultaneously. And I'll take whatever my lowest ranking tunes are and let them do it.
I mean, as far as the TFO, the daily TFOs go, I actually think it's not that bad.
No, it's not.
It's weird. If it's the weekend, I'll happily run it, but during the week, I'm that mentally frazzled by the time I get home that I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to put on AFK and read the news while it does its thing.
Zork player, how do I do 2 at once? Log in, start one up, go back to your login and log in on your second account. You just have to make sure your computer is capable of doing it, but I can even do it on my laptop. But you log into each account separately. I have multiple accounts, so that makes it easy. You can't run it on 2 tunes on the same account. Though, back in the day, I'm sure way before your time, boom, they had a TFO, which was the Mirror Invasion, and it was time gated. You had to be there for the last fight. So everybody would come in, everybody'd move off the map. One person would stay there, everyone would leave and go start it on another tune because you had to run it on all your tunes. It wasn't one where you had to run it for each account, but you had to actually run on all your tunes. So they'd go over and start that one, leave one person behind, go over and start a third one. By the time the third one had gone in through the opening sequence, they'd come back and finish off the first one, finish off the second one, finish off the third. And whoever was left at each location would send game messages to everybody going, hey, you need to get back here right now to finish this up. So that was really cool. You could run 3 at one time as long as everybody worked together. They don't do that one these days. I miss it. But yeah, I have multiple accounts. Was that when they had the old ESD? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it was an old one. I want to say the last time they ran Mirror Invasion was 3 years ago. So the new ESD had come around at that point.
I remember about 10 years ago-ish playing Star Trek. I remember downloading it at home when I was in the UK and going, this sounds like something I could get into. I think I played it for about 15 minutes and I was just like, this makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. I absolutely hate this. And then just closed it, uninstalled it, and deleted my account. And it's amazing how far it's... I can't work out if it's just come on as a game or if my kind of like mental perception of the game has changed.
The game has changed for sure.
Right, I'm finished with this TFO.
Okay. Does anybody remember the commands if you want to actually type in the dance sequence?
No, it's like...
Okay, I never use it that way.
Is it actually possible to have more fun in life than a laser pointer and a cat?
Yes.
This one's going absolutely insane. Like she's literally going round in circles, like ridiculously quick.
Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Go on, Navi, follow the laser. I'm going to change ships. Let's take out the old reliable. If he's on the chat right now. Okay. You on the right character, Mum?
I am on the right character, but I've already got somebody teamed up here, so I will team you. How's that?
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty, boom. Who else would like to join us? Did I have a favorite fan-made game? No, this is the only game I play. This and Warhammer. But that's different. Anyone else want to join us? Because this is not one we want to pug.
K9, you're still online. Do you and Dimac want to join us?
What is it y'all are doing again?
ISC, sorry. Always ISC. Never anything but ISC.
What? There's another one in it.
What does he want?
What do you want him to bring, Boom?
Are you running as a tank, Mom?
Pardon? Yeah, I'm tanking.
Tell Dimac to bring his science game.
Bring your science, he said. I'll have to change character. Let me get where I can activate this transporter so I can come here next time we use it. I don't die first.
He's joining as well, K9.
Yeah, just give me just a second.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta save this transporter. Okay. Yay, I died.
So, Zork Player, there was a Foundry episode called Sword of the Kuvema. And the guy who wrote it, I assume it was the guy who wrote it, had Star Wars references in it. They had references to Indiana Jones. They had hysterically good dialogue in it. The battle scenes were okay, but darn if that wasn't the funniest thing.
I've just sent you the
Yes.
username for K9.
Trying a different character here. She's also a tactical. This used to be my highest DPS back in the day. I think this is the first one that broke 70k. She's come further since then.
You always remember your first targets. I remember when I spent a week or two trying to get a scimitar, well, a Kopesh, above 100k. Took so much effort, and now I'm just like 100k is a ridiculously bad run for me. It's amazing how you evolve in the game.
How long we've been playing this? 8 years? 9 years?
I've been the man. 2013.
2013. So 8 years.
8 years is good.
We've been playing this for 8 years, and that's a lot of money spent today.
Yeah, I've been playing since beta, so 11 plus years at this point.
Hey Nan, did you tell me a while ago you were like, if you don't mind me asking, didn't you say you were in your 60s?
I
Or did
am.
I misunderstand?
You're talking...
No,
Owen.
no, you, Mom, K9.
K9.
I am 51.
Oh, young. A mere child. I remember
I'm not the oldest
50s.
One of the three here.
Well, I
Who's missing now?
Dante's on a walker.
I don't think I'm the oldest person in the game, but I'm getting up there.
Who's the oldest person in the fleet?
Oh, that is probably me.
In our DDT fleet is Dante.
I think what we should do, just as a wind up, we should start gaslighting DT that he's the oldest in the fleet. I think I could see his head just exploding. Going, no, I'm not. No.
Yeah, especially since he knows me. I am not old Sav. I'm mature.
Like a fine wine.
There you go. I like that. Hey, Mar Hawkman, are you joining us? Is that what you're saying? Yes, he is. All right. We have got our fifth player. We got Mar Hawkman joining us.
Oh, well, he let them back out. Or is he let you out?
Well, swear I'm not wasted. I'm not going to entirely disagree with you, but I will say that as we get to be more mature people, I think we behave better.
I've just noticed Demarc's not on the team.
I don't.
No, we had Mar Hawkman jump in to join us, and we've got K9, and we've got you, and we've got Harold. So we actually have a different team today.
Oh, okay.
So you guys ready?
Always ready. Born ready. As everybody apparently says over here.
Hopefully this will launch. Wee woo?
Wee woo.
We'll take it.
Accepted.
I will take this one. Wee woo. Providing it launches. I'll swear I'm not wasted. I find that getting older and trying to keep up with people who are younger than me forces me to try to keep my shit together. It's like doing martial arts with people who are younger and faster and, let's be honest, better than I am. Makes me work a lot harder at it.
The situation
Oh,
is
that's
critical.
interesting.
All
Okie
attempts to
dokie.
hail the starbase have failed. We must assume the enemy has taken.
Well, who's it? What? So 7 of 13 is Mahawkman
Mm-hmm.
in an Alachi Qualash by the looks of it.
Yep.
Who Darby, is that you, K9?
That's
It's
me.
K9.
Who's Ray?
That's Harold.
Is he in our fleet by the looks of it?
He is indeed in our fleet. At least some of his tunes are in our fleet.
We've got a very big fleet.
We have a very big fleet, yeah.
Scanning the nanite transformer. Done.
Ah, Dimac, I hope you're passing because I've forgotten.
Yeah, that helps.
Oh, almost died. Did you activate your threat stuff, Mom?
Yes, I did. Tried to remember the sequence you asked for.
Real good.
There we go.
Could just about get this, I think.
You get them all?
Yep, just about.
Just about.
The nanite probes can repair the transformers. Stop them.
Doesn't feel like a great run for me. Oh, I just noticed there's a few abilities missing off my bar.
The probe is closing in on the transformer. Destroy it.
I'll start moving across now.
I am.
I usually wait till there's like 1 or 2 spears left and then
Okay.
start moving across.
Destroy it.
It's actually hitting. It's actually hitting and it's taking it every time. Still taking it. I put it on. I have it on my other thing. I have to put it on my other thing.
Probe is closing in on the trench. Destroy it.
This doesn't feel like a great run.
Nope.
Still 325.
Doesn't matter though. It's a learning experience. There's data to learn from.
Probe is closing in on the trench. Destroy it.
Whew. That's not what I wanted.
So one thing to know when you're doing this, with all the spears and probes that appear,
Mm-hmm.
if they say nanite, blah 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 blah, just ignore them. They despawn once you get to the top, once you've killed the gateway. If they just say normal spear or normal probe, then yes, kill them.
Yeah, I'm seeing a huge difference in the amount of damage I'm taking.
I don't think I've actually taken damage up to now.
I'm just watching my numbers jumping through.
Once you've killed the gateway, just ignore everything else. You just take on the tactical cube.
Bash.
Because all of the others will just despawn on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's all the nanite ones, sorry.
Pop too. I'm on Darwin.
Sensors confirm that the
That was
transport
149. 200,000 more than I was.
Oh, Dim's not. I've just remembered Dim's not actually thinking.
No, he's not.
Bollocks. So, we don't know how we did.
Not too good, it sounds like.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I've got it.
It felt like a good run. Okay. Did
Wasn't
you pop it,
fabulous.
did you
Stay
say
in team here, stay in team. There you go.
What? What, really?
I was saying I'm muted now.
Got some seriously
You need-
nice numbers to boom.
49, I did 149. You did 200,000 more than I did. So.
You need to send me that pass. Seriously, that's ridiculous. I was not expecting to see that. Just find the file, drop it on me as a chat session in Discord. That's ridiculous. That's actually beat my record that I beat earlier.
Oh, that's not the one we just did, though.
that
No,
was
that's a good
uploaded.
point actually.
Yeah, because that hasn't got Ray in it.
Wait a minute. That ain't. No,
It
that
hasn't
ain't
got Mar
right.
Hawkman in it.
Hang on. That ain't right.
Ooh.
Analyze. I gotta analyze first. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
I was gonna say, there's no way I got that on this shit. I didn't put that for good run. That's why I was like, what the fuck was
I
that?
jumped the gun on that. Come on. Eventually. Copy results.
Yeah, that's more like
Yeah.
what I would expect. I still wouldn't mind that pass file though if you've got it, because that's still a record for this ship.
You'll have to tell me what I need to do.
If you've got, do you know where the file is located? If you do, find it. If you do, switch to a chat session in Discord and then just drop the file onto the chat session. So DT, as you've joined us before I'm about to log off, I managed to beat my record earlier, just flat out record, and this run was apparently the record for my Gagarin.
I haven't had a good run in a week. So
It's Monday. You know, it's the
I'm
beginning of the
counting-
week.
Haven't had a good run last week. I'm still not getting good.
Well, I'm
So
gonna
we think.
go ahead.
Go on. No, it's fine. Go on, go for it.
I was gonna say I'm gonna call it an evening because we're getting on to 10 o'clock. DT, you want to take over for a while?
Nobody's really going to be on, so no.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, well, that happens, Mar Hawkman. I've gone into more than a few fights and then realized that my traits are off. Oops. What a surprise.
So on a different note, DT, I think we worked out why Mom's tanking was kind of a little bit lacking.
What's going on?
Both threatening stance and attract fire were on her spam bar.
So we've repositioned those and then we've changed out a couple of the other bars and...
I warned you about that. No, they aren't. Tell me that.
Bite me. All right, I'm going to call it a night, folks. We will be back tomorrow, yeah, because I've changed my plans. Yeah, I'm not going to be gone tomorrow night. Though I don't know if DT's hosting or if I am.
I don't know either. I'm seeing who's on, if we want to raid
Okay,
or if I want to take over.
All right, well, if you want to take over, then why don't you set it up and I will log off and it'll be yours.
That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
What are we in search of? I don't know. And
Okay, now have you worked out how to send me the file, or?
I'm trying to figure
Alright.
out how to do that. Boom. Bear with me.
I'm ready to take over. I'm going to see if going live takes it over immediately.
Okay, let's see what happens. Otherwise, I'll log off and you can log back on.
Okay.
So we're going to switch
Okay,
teams here. DT's going to take over.
I think I'm waiting. It's not starting the transmission yet.
Yeah, because I'm still on. So I'm going to log off here, folks, and it's DT's turn. So I'll talk to y'all
Should
at
jump right on.
6 in the morning. Ta-ta.